Assalamualaikum and very welcome back, dear listeners. You're now tuned in to IIUM, your favorite campus radio with me, DJ Aleeya. And now we are back with a new episode of PsychTalk, which is we are already in the 6th episode for this season. And meanwhile, we are still in the 8th month. So I want to this opportunity to wish you again happy Eid Mubarak to you guys, and I hope that you guys are out there are feeling well and still celebrate the Eid Mubarak with your families and also with your friends. Okay. I think there's some new listeners out there that may curious on what is the PsychTalk is about. So I will just briefly explain about the PsychTalk. So I said PsychTalk is a show that dedicating in bridging the gap between our diverse audience that may came from the diverse of kuliah or also departments with the about the fascinating world of the psychology. So that's why PsychTalk is here. So remember to always tune into PsychTalk every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. only at IIUM, your favorite campus radio. Okay, so today's episode we want to make something different lah, because for this episode I want to take you guys in deep closer to see on a club that very advocate on psychological matters, especially among IIUM students, and also I think this club is very well known now because I think if the IIUM students hear about this club, almost everyone know this club is all about apa. So that's why we have here with our special guest, Sister Janani, who is the president of IIUM Gombak Peers. So how are you, Janani? Are you okay? You feel well?
Okay, hi, assalamualaikum everyone.
Yeah.
So thank you first and foremost, Aleeya, who's the announcer for today.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so maybe I would like to share a bit lah. Assalamualaikum everyone once again. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of the guests in IIUM FM. But as representing IIUM Gombak Peers.
Usually you are the announcer, right? At the IIUM FM.
Okay, maybe we're taking a leaf lah today.
Yes.
Alright. So just now, Aleeya, your question just asked about
How are you today?
Yeah. Well, I can say that Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. Well, I can say a bit hectic, right? Because we're coming towards just finished the Raya week, and everyone's going through their assignments and everything. But on the same time, the programs are piling up. Actually,
Yes.
So I can say, well, I'm doing fine, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. I'm very glad to hear that, because I think we are just reaching in, I think, the crucial week. I think because right now we almost everyone have their own submissions and also the midterms and also the program and so on.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I'm really glad that you are feeling well, and also Alhamdulillah I do feeling well too.
Yes, I hope to. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So because today's episode I think it's something new, because usually you are one of our announcer at MFM. So for today's episode we want to know lah who is the Janani at the outside of the radio.
Okay.
So can you introduce yourself to our listeners out there about maybe some journey that you are being outside of the radio?
Okay, once again, I would like to say hi to all the listeners of IIUM FM, as well as Aleeya. Thank you so much once again. Alright, so actually, outside of the IIUM FM, right, IIUM FM radius, I'm actively engaged in one of the clubs known as IIUM Gombak Peers. And actually, like Aleeya also have mentioned just now, I'm currently the president for this tenure for this IIUM Gombak Peers. And this particular club is under the purview of Counselling and Career Services Centres. Have you heard of it before?
Yeah. I actually also actively looking up for them juga.
Alright. Yes. So you can note that as a short form, it's known as CCSC. Yes. So this particular IIUM Gombak Peers is actually known as the support group, one of the support group under this Counselling and Career Services Centre. We have one more actually known as ISCT. Those are actually under the career section known as Student Career Team. So we IIUM Gombak Peers are under the counselling section, and we particularly we really advocating on mental health, especially towards IIUM students. So like Aleeya mentioned just now, like what am I, right? Outside of this Conti itself, outside of IIUM FM, yes, I'm actively under IIUM Gombak Peers, pursuing to help out those IIUM students that need help, especially in mental health.
Yeah, that's why we invite you to explain the role of overall about IIUM Gombak Peers with the IIUM students' well-being. Okay, so I think you just briefly introduce on IIUM Gombak Peers, right?
Yes.
So I think we can like move forward to, is there any right now, is there any like programs that you are preparing, or is there any thing that we need to look out for the IIUM Gombak Peers?
Okay, all right. So actually, before moving on to that question, I have one more to add. So the reason why, like just now I say under the purview of CCSC, right? So in IIUM itself, we have 3 campuses, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we call it as IIUM Gombak Peers. So we are advocating for Gombak students, Gombak campus.
Yes.
We also have IIUM Pagoh Peers as well as Kuantan Peers. So meaning that, but compared to all of these 3, IIUM Gombak Peers is actually like the main one, and we like a team together with the other 2 peers in other campuses as well. Okay, coming back to the programs that Aleeya mentioned just now. Okay, so actually we are IIUM Gombak Peers really focusing on monthly program. Our programs are, we have internal as well as we have external programs. So when we're talking about external programs, we are more towards a monthly. For instance, actually in this upcoming May, we are having IIUM Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes, known as IMEM. It was actually established last year. It was the first time we organized that program. So this will be the second time, the second in IMEM 2025.
It will be annually lah.
Yes, it's an annual program. Like how every year we have, do you know, like during October is actually the counseling month, right? So on the same time, we have a counseling month as well as an awareness month, because this is being practiced by in the world itself, right? So that's what we're having this upcoming programs, and we have actually quite a lot of them lining up for all IIUM students.
I think everyone need to look out on your program, especially I think it's very relatable with the IIUM Gombak students, because it's related with our mental health and also well-being, right? Okay, so I think we can take the break first.
Alright, sure.
And also let's listen to the song Beautiful Raya song by Ketipak Ketipung Raya by IUM Symphony Akana, only at IUM FM, your favorite campus radio. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to PsychTalk with me, DJ Aleeya, and here we still with our special guest, Sister Janani.
Hi everyone.
So thank you again for being with us as a guest, and also the representative from IIUM Gombak Peers.
Alright.
So today we will deep more discovering on the advocacy of IIUM Gombak Peers in mental health awareness. So, Sister Janani, as you are the representative of IIUM Gombak Peers, right?
Yes.
So, how does the IIUM Gombak Peers play a significant role in supporting the overall well-being, especially on IIUM Gombak students?
Okay, alright. So when we're talking about how it's helping the students itself, right? First and foremost, actually, IIUM Gombak Peers, like I've mentioned just now, it's under the guidance of the counseling section in CCSC. So mainly, we are actually also helping the counselors to overcome the stigma of mental health among students, right? Reducing those stigma. So we even have programs that are organized by the counselor itself, but it's actually helped by IIUM Gombak Peers to navigate to all the students out there. And basically, I can say how we can help the students actually through because students are really they're in their own world, right? Their own assignments and everything. So when we're talking about clubs itself, we can engage with students, especially during programs. Programs are actually one of the I can say, a main platform to help these students to actually open their eyes, widen their thinking regarding this matter. For instance, we are more towards program that are like an activity based, something that the students can also engage with us, instead of only we're doing talks and everything, right? So I think that it's one of the ways that how peers itself taking this initiative to really get together with IIUM students especially, and helping out the counselor themselves to overcome any issue.
Yeah, but I think the IIUM Gombak Peers, you are the club that very close with the students. So I think your club is very playing role in, I think, the bridging the gap between the students and also the counseling service unit, right?
Yeah, you can say it's like more like a support system. Because we also have other society as well, like PsychTalk.
Yeah, PsychTalk
right, PsychTalk. Then we have CCSI, the Student Association for the Counseling Students. So meaning that peers itself, because when we're talking about our club, IIUM Gombak Peers itself, we come from different backgrounds. Like PsychTalk is all psychology students. Then we have CCSI, all counseling students. But we're coming to IIUM Gombak Peers, it comes from various background, meaning that anyone from any kuliah, from any programs you are invited, or like you can join to be part of IIUM Gombak Peers itself, because through this we can also get to learn the perspective from each of students that comes from various background, right? So those are one of the differences that we can say how IIUM Gombak Peers is actually the bridging between the students, between the IIUM students as well as the Counseling and Career Service Center. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm very glad because even though we the PsychTalk, the CCSI have their own society that advocate on the mental well-being, but also alhamdulillah we have also from the various of backgrounds of students who are volunteer, I think, volunteer and advocate on the mental health. We move to the next questions, which is for in your opinion lah. How do you think that how important is it to have the student-led mental health advocacy club like IIUM Gombak Peers in every educational setting, whether it is in school, is it the colleges, or even the university? So what is your opinion on this?
Okay, actually when we're talking about this club itself, right, first of all, it's mainly advocating mental health for people that are lack about this awareness. And I can say a little bit much is that this peers itself is actually just the same as how we have in schools. We have Pembimbing Rakyat Sebaya, right? PRS. And peers, when we're talking about in the school level, maybe it's not that impacting maybe the students, because we're still kids, in school. So maybe in the school level, the PRS itself is not impacting that much towards students. People only know counseling teacher, something like that. But coming forward, when you're going to the university level, actually it's a very we can see this club itself, it's a very important aspect in every university, because when we're looking at all the 20, I can say there's around 20 government-based IPTA universities. We can see there's every university have their own peers. Some university known as PRU, Pembimbing Rakyat University, some known as Buddies or something like that. But in here we known it as IIUM Peers, right? So actually it shows how important it is. Because why would they establish this under every counseling career services center, but in other university will be their own pusat counseling lah, we can say that, because this is actually implemented also by the government itself. We have the government itself, they have a particular they can say a body known as Makuma, known as the Majlis Counseling University Awam Malaysia. So under this particular body, this is where all the universities are being fitted in, the 20 universities with all of their peers and PRU. And these particular clubs and all of us, right, peers and everything, they are being helped out by this group of we can say a student body as well, known as perwakilan rakan siswa kebangsaan. So these student bodies are the ones who help Makuma to navigate these particular clubs in every university, to take their role and responsibility in how to help out those students that are maybe, because we're talking about nowadays, people know about mental health, but sometimes they don't know how to tackle those issues, right? Because there are some stigma also. People are still scared to meet counselors because of the perception, stereotypes and everything. So that is the way how all of these particular peers, PRU, all of these clubs in every university is going to help to overcome this issue. That's why, like I've mentioned just now, this peers itself, when we're coming back to IIUM, they're known as the support system to the CCSA itself, to help out students to come, because for them to be open and mind engaging, like not thinking about, oh, if I meet a counselor it means that I have a problem. Actually no, because the reason we meet counselor is actually to overcome the issues that we have. Because why there is counselor? Because they are the ones, like you yourself, Aleeya, you are a psychology student, right? You yourself, you might know, because you learn this thing. As well as counselor, they learn how to tackle those issues. So when these students are having this perception and they are not going, they don't want to meet counselors, actually a very, kita kata, rugi. It's a rugi for them actually. So maybe it's a good thing that we have these peers, PRUs, actually to help those students to open their eyes. So the platforms that we encourage is actually through programs, so that the students can engage with this center itself.
I think the IUM peers is very important, because especially at this peers at another university, I think they are playing role in the breaking the walls.
Yes, that's true. I can agree with that.
So we just learned that the every educational setting is very important to have, because I think we are in the same time we are learning, we have the concern, and we need the support system. So that's why peers are here.
That's why we call it as peers.
Peers are rakan sebaya.
Rakan sebaya. Yes, that's true, because we're talking about educational setting also. Peers, we actually, at this peers club itself, we are taking a step forward, because we the peers members itself, they go through several modules, structured modules actually, to learn how to tackle those having a mental health issues, to help out their friends. Because I'm not sure, Elizabeth explaining on this matter, because we have beginner peers, intermediate peers, and advanced peer para counselor. So basically they learn from our counselor ourselves, from our counselor themselves, how for them to be rightful peers. Meaning that macam they learn through, contoh lah, for as a beginner's peers, you get to learn those skills, basic counseling skills and everything. You get to learn several skills for you to go out and help out the society out back again. So meaning that when you're in IIUM Gombak Peers, it's not that you're just a normal member. No, you go through several structured modules for you to learn and shape yourself to help out those in need outside, beyond your circle.
Then also I think all of the students need to believe that depend on the peers, because they are already equipped with the knowledge, and we just like trust to you guys to help with our students in cater several concern and issues, inshallah. So based on like you are already experienced being an IIUM Peers Gombak Peers, and also you having go to the training, I think the module to become a peers. So is there any like biggest challenge that you face during you advocate on mental health, especially among our students, IUM students?
Okay, coming back from my personal experience. Okay, me myself, I'm a background communication student, right? So we have, I can say, human sciences have integrated among each other with all of these psychology, political science, and everything. But when we're coming back to like you yourself, when you're coming to peers members, you are totally learning about counseling. You're learning about psychology, psychological facts and everything. So maybe that could be a challenging for me. But instead of challenging, I take it as something that for me myself to be a better person, and also to shape myself for the betterment of myself in order to help those who want in need. Because coming back to your question again just now, when we're talking about, what was it just now?
Is it like during the advocate on mental health, is there any challenges that you face, especially with your friends, with your students, and in here in IUM?
Okay, so when we're talking about advocating, right? Advocating is something, it's not an easy task because yelah, kita nak we want to talk with people. People have to listen to us, right? So that's why when we're talking, when I'm coming back to the challenges of advocating, yes, they do some challenges that occurs to IIUM Gombak Peers, especially when we're having programs and everything. Sometimes there is people that engage, sometimes they don't, because maybe those people that don't take it any importance of this matter. So that's why we ourselves, we as a peers members, we really take this as an important matter, like as our own responsibility in ensuring for students to open their eyes and joining. Because when I see, okay, I'll give you an example. Last year, our IMEM, the IIUM Mental Health Awareness Month on 2024, we've done one of the programs here in Asia Square. So we did a program known as a booth exhibition where we have several clubs, vendors are opening around for them on the same time for students to get to know each other. And we even opened a peers booth as well, and we had a mental health discourse. Mental health discourse meaning that we have a discussion and we invited president or like representative from other university peers club. Yes. So what I'm saying now is that I would like to say that based on that particular program, I can see that students are based on from previous, I can see students are more eye-opening on matter that they just realize, oh, there's peers. We can do assessment tests because peers, like I've mentioned just now, we went through several structured modules, right? So we learn to do those things. So when they get to know that peers actually provide those assessment and everything, and it's straightly being from the counselor themselves, right, the assessment and everything, they felt interesting. They're like, oh, actually I can identify through, maybe we have the DAS assessment and everything, they get to identify. So from here I can see that students are actually interesting to know, especially nowadays when we see in TikTok, right, Instagram, mental health is becoming something is so big already. So bigger than before. Some people are having issues, some people really love advocating. So from what I can see here, the challenges itself are more like towards having students to join us and be more into what is actually mental health is all about. Because we just say mental health, but we don't go deeper. Maybe people know basic mental health like you say disorders such as what depression, anxiety, maybe bipolar disorder, but they don't go deeper, they don't know. So we really hope that in our future, whatever that we are advocating for, we want people to really identify those things. And one more thing is that we like I've mentioned just now, we have beginners, intermediate, and advanced peer para counselor, right? So advanced peer para counselor are actually the third level, meaning that they went through all of the skills to be learned. So this advanced peer para counselor, they are actually having the eligibility to actually help out our counselors to counseling those in need, but not severe cases. Not severe cases. This is actually to help out counselors because actually compared to foreign countries, for example Indonesia, they already applied this advanced peer para counselor with their friends, with their peers. So maybe it's a very good step here in Malaysia if we do it. So actually peers itself, IIUM Gombak Peers itself, we have that, but we are still in process to go to that level.
And also I agree that the biggest challenges is the participating of the student itself, to go deeper on the mental health, and also how you guys already advocate, but the participation is very like need to be concerned because there's some challenges on that. Yeah. Okay. So I think we just like go to through deeper on IIUM Gombak Peers, and also we learn a lot from Sister Janani. So we take a quick break and enjoy the song. We'll be right back. So stay tuned in IMFM, your favorite campus radio. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to PsychTalk with me DJ Aleeya, and now we are still with our special guest, the Sister Janani as the president of IIUM Gombak Peers.
Hi everyone.
Okay, so thank you again for joining us and also becoming the representative of IIUM Gombak Peers, especially on our topic today, the advocacy of IIUM Gombak Peers in the mental health awareness. Yes. So, in the previous slide, we are already talking about how the IIUM Gombak Peers are playing a big role, important role in cater on IIUM Gombak mental health, and also being awareness on the mental health. So, in this slide, we will focusing on how usually like as IIUM Gombak Peers advocate on the mental health, especially on students and peers. So is there any in your club, is there any core strategies that you are being implement, especially on promoting the mental health awareness in campus?
Okay, all right. So talking about core strategies, right? I can say that most of our programs are actually more like, I think mentioned previous before, like it's more like an activity based, meaning that we want students to be part of the program, and we really want those programs are related to students. Okay, for instance, I can take some examples from the programs that we have conducted before. Is that first of all, we had, I think around last year in the month of October, recently I can say last year, we had a Heal Month, Heal 2024, and it's actually being organized in conjunction with Counseling Month during the October, right? So Heal 2024, we're talking about heal. People will say what? Healing, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually a program that is being organized by our counselors themselves, and we ourselves, we help out, like I said just now, the support systems, right? So we help out our counselors to organize these programs, and I can see the amount of students that were part of these programs were quite much, because one of the two programs that we conducted was a spiritual night and a sayembara puisi, and the sayembara puisi was also in conjunction in launching a psychological kit. Launching a psychological kit. So I can say from these two programs, students were quite a lot, because they know, enjoying, because talking about healing, right? And then we had spiritual night. So we invited singers, we invited nasheed, so for them to actually, students to be immersed in those and really understand, because even through those performance, they can really get quite a moment in understanding those lyrics and be part of the program itself. And other than that, I can say that we also have other programs such as IMAC. Have you heard of it before? IIUM Young Motivator Competition. So it was actually held last year. So these programs are actually to engage students in joining to be part and showcasing their talent in sharing, and basically the theme itself was about mental health. Other than that, I think one more engaging, one of the most interesting that happened last year, we had a program known as Micha.
Micha?
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
Alright. So it's quite interesting, right? So Micha is actually known as Mental Health Interactive Challenge. Alright. This is known as Micha. So Micha is actually, you can say, explorers treasure hunt, but in a form of our activities are all based on mental health. All of the checkpoints that we have, and that Micha was being organized around IIUM campus. So meaning the checkpoints were among kuliahs. You have the team itself to go kuliah from kuliah to get those points. But on the same time, the checkpoints that was being organized for them to learn about mental health as well. So one more fun thing is that Micha is going to be organized again this year. Alright, yes, in conjunction once again with under the IIUM of 2025. So it's going to be more like a Micha 2.0.
2.0,
Yes. So we're hoping that these strategies are actually to help out students to be, you see, they are playing a part in the activities that were being conducted, but at the same time they are learning something, right? Because the ones, for example, the Micha just now, the ones who are joined Micha were everyone from different background, engineering, law, we have KNMS, all of the KAED, all of those kuliahs, HS and everything. So we really hope that through these kinds of programs they get to learn and be more know about the importance of mental health. Okay, what is mental health actually? Because they won't learn this in class, right? So through these kinds of programs could really help them in engaging with these kinds of matter. Right.
Yeah, so I think as you say that you guys are very advocate on activity events with especially among the IIUM students. So I think based on your program, I think the students pun can participate at the same time they can take a break from their studies and also participate on learning about the mental health itself.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so I think you are already share with us some mental health campaigns, advocate events that or you with the IIUM Gombak Peers are already do. So is there any notable mental health campaign that IIUM Gombak Peers have already done that you think that is very important, is very notable for the IIUM Gombak Peers?
Okay, so actually during last year also as well, because now we are, I can say during last semester. Okay, last semester, besides other than like I've mentioned just now, HEAL, IIUM, which IIUM is going to be conducted again this year, but last semester, so we have one more campaign that we've done was actually Around You For You Week.
Around You For You Week.
Yes. Wow. Okay. So Around You For You is actually our motto for IIUM Gombak Peers. You say around you for you. Yes. The meaning itself meaning that we will be around peers, those IIUM students, and to orang kata berjasa to them, give back to what we have learned, we give back to them. So that's the motto of Peers itself. So coming back to last semester, we did a program known as Around You For You Week. But that program, we really focus on more towards inner self. Okay, it's not about anything that about like you going outside, because that program was conducted in library. We did in library, and we collaborated with IIUM FM actually, IIUM FM as well as IIUM Art Club. Yes, that particular week was actually focusing about the inner students. For instance, the reason why we collab with IIUM Art Club is actually for us to relate mental health and all the art. Mental health and art, because some people they express their feelings, they express their emotions through art. So one of those are really interesting actually, because IIUM Art Club even display some of the arts that were being collected from these painters that did that, and all of those arts that was being displayed, every art has its own story. We even had a session for the ones that did the painting, for them to share with the students there, like what is this painting actually represents and everything. That is in terms of and we even had with IIUM FM was actually a podcast session. Yes, we invited, actually it's also in the YouTube.
Yes, you guys can check out. I think there's already upload, right?
Yes, under Future Millennials, right? And collaborated with IIUM Gombak Peers. There is where we have two speakers. One of it is actually our advisors, Miss Amira Hazwani, and one more is actually Sister Izzat, who's actually working as a counselor in other NGO department. So from here I can see that we are going more towards, like I say, not more only on talks with
yeah.
students. We're actually, I think this applies to all clubs as well, and I can see that difference happen because all clubs are applying this kind of things, because student nowadays, everyone has phones in their hands, social media, so they don't even tend to listen anymore. People like to be part of the program instead. So I can say one of the other campaigns that we have done was actually around Youth for You week, other than the monthly program, because that was only conducted for a week. Yes. And other than that, I can say that other parts of advocating that we done, maybe through our social media platform on our Instagram channel, we sometimes posted any quotes or anything that can relate with students, because we even done before, but it was in conjunction with the monthly program. It was back in 2023, known as IIUM Grand Mental Health Awareness Month. That was also in conjunction with Counseling Month. And what we did was we had students to be IIUM students to take part and showcase their reels. We posted in Instagram actually for them to share what do they want to share about mental health. So some of them did about how important it is for us to taking care of mental health. Some of them did about how you want to coping mechanism for mental health, something like that. So we really intend to engage with students, like I think Aleeya also mentioned just now, bridging the gap. Yes, we are intent to do that. So we are hoping to move forward towards that in the future, inshallah. That will be it.
And also I wish you guys IIUM Gombak Peers all the best on your upcoming events, and I hope that everyone knows that IIUM Gombak Peers already do the establish mengadakan ya Allah, mengadakan interesting activity, organize interesting activity, interesting of events, and I hope that you all of IIUM Gombak Peers take part and learn about the mental health from your events, upcoming events, inshallah. Okay, so I think we can move forward that you are already experienced on really advocate on becoming an advocate for the mental health, especially from the IIUM Gombak Peers. So is there any student feedback or personal success stories that you receive from the students based on any of your programs or any of the events that IIUM Gombak Peers already done before?
So actually this one I can say it's related to, I can start off with peers members themselves, because most of the peers members that have joined IIUM Gombak Peers, they themselves even mentioned, before I joined peers, I was maybe I was not into engaging with people, was not socially engaging with people, but after I joined IIUM Gombak Peers, I've learned something. I've learned a lot from the counselors, from the programs, get to do a lot of things. So it's actually quite happy to hear. And even myself, I come from communication student and joining IIUM Gombak Peers themselves, and I've joined them since I was in first year. So I also went through that situation as well. Like at first we don't know how to socialize with people, right? Because a new clubs and everything. But when we're moving forward, I think alhamdulillah, I can see that it brings impact to most students. But that we're talking about in the context of internal. But as on the outside part as well, I can get feedbacks maybe from my friends that shared that the programs that you guys conducted was actually fun, something like that. And also in Telegram, I can sometimes found in IIUM
Gombak Confessions.
Confessions. Someone mentioned about how peers program really made them felt something. So it's actually quite happy to hear that, because that's what we're doing. We are advocating mental health, but on the same time we want students to be engaged in getting to know about the importance of it. So maybe through this matter I can say that from those feedbacks and personal stories could really make us to go moving forward for a betterment, in order for them to be part of IIUM Gombak Peers program as well as our circle.
I think the feedback is very important, especially for you guys to check to check back on how impactful your events, and also maybe can lift some of worries from you guys. Yeah, so I hope that for the listeners out there, don't let shy to give feedback about their program, and also maybe some feedback on how they can improve for their upcoming campaigns, upcoming events for for the IIUM Gombak Peers. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I think we can take a break first, because I think we already talked too much. And let's
gotta get some drink.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. So let's listen to the song. This is IIUM, your favorite campus radio. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to PsychTalk with me, DJ Aleeya, and also with us our special guest, Sister Janani.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, so I think thank you again, and already we are in the last discussions of
Really?
Yeah, the last discussions on our topic today, the advocacy of IIUM Gombak Peers in the mental health awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, so before we end our program today's, I want to hear from you lah, your advice on students who want to advocate in mental health, but they don't know where to start. So is there any simplest way that they can begin on advocating on the mental health awareness, especially on their own circles?
Okay, alright. So talking about advocating mental health starts with us, right? Even when we say that mental health is a priority, we always hear that kind of phrases and everything. So yes, it is true. When you don't know how to start, how to advocating in mental health, it's actually for you to start. If you don't know where to start, it's actually for you to start it first. Maybe you can start off with a very simple one. For instance, by going through and learn about mental health. Maybe if you're not confident in sharing but you really want to start, you want to share with people, you want to advocate with mental health to people around you, your friends and everything. Yes, first and foremost, go and do some research about mental health. Because mental health seems easy when you hear it, because it's being such a norm for people to talk about, mental health, she has mental health issues, she has
and
mental health,
it relates with ourselves too.
Yes, but people don't know, like I think I've mentioned this several times, right? Like people don't know the agenda behind the mental health itself. So I think it's a very important thing for any of us, even myself. We all are in the process of learning, so we should research about mental health, because we want to know, right? So if we want to know, we will take the initiative. Same as learning. When you're learning in classes, you will research for those subjects and everything, because you want to know about it. So if you're someone that really interested in advocating about mental health, why not you do that? Okay, go and search for the things that you're really curious about. Maybe you know about depression, but you don't know, okay, what are the types of depression? What are the symptoms? What are the symptoms? What are behind depression? Maybe you want to know about anxiety. You know, anxiety, people say their hands will start sweating and everything. Are you confirmed about that? Why not you go research? Why not you ask counselors, or ask, if you're a psychology student or a counseling student, go and ask your lecturer on this matter for you to know more, so that you don't misinterpret any information that you get, or any information that you already have. So it's better for you to learn and research about it. It's really, really important, because when you start to learn and get those kind of information, you will tend to share with people, right? So definitely, before you want to share with people, you have to know what you have is correct, it's right. So then only you'll be confident in advocating mental health towards other people. Especially start with your own circle, a very small one. If you're not confident to go bigger, because we can see a lot of influencers out there, they have the confidence to talk about it. Yes, they go bigger, right? Like we have Iman Psychology, right? All of those influencers, they really learned about this. They even learned about psychology, the mental health well-being, because they want to advocate to the people to the community. But if you yourself, you are scared, you wanted to do that, but you're scared, it's okay. Start with a smaller circle. Talk with your friends first, share with your friends, or even in your social media platforms, right? You will definitely have your followers or your friends also, right? Unless you are influencer, you go for a public page. So if you are on a private base, why not you go and share with your friends first? You don't think it's like, oh, what are they gonna think of me? Yes, those are all the stigma. That's the thing that is actually stopping you from advocating about mental health. So when you know that you wanted to do something, go for it. Take those opportunity and move forward about it. Don't think about what people think about you, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to be rugi. You're the one who's going you're the one who's going to be lag behind because you want to do something, but because you're thinking about what people are going to think about you, so you don't want to do it at the end of the day. So why not you get rid of those stigma within you for you yourself to shape yourself and also to grow your inner self to be a much more better version of you. Yes, that's what I can say.
So that's why it's we are important for us to equip the knowledge first. And also, I think if we are scared to start with the friends, we need to think that how we need to think that maybe there's some knowledge that we are sharing is very is can contribute to our friends out there.
And it's not wrong for you to stop from them, like especially if they are struggling, right? So you are the ones who want to help them. Who else? Because you are in their circle.
Yeah, so that's why it's very important to start and also learning about the mental health first. And I think that from that we can have the confidence and also can more advocate on the mental health awareness, inshallah.
Yes, that's right. Inshallah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for the Sister Janani for all of the practical and insightful knowledge about IIUM Gombak Peers, and also on how we can advocate on the mental health awareness. Yeah. So for those if I think there's a listeners out there are may curious on IIUM Gombak Peers. So is there any platform that they can stay tuned, especially on your upcoming events, contents, also on
Yes, definitely we do have. So really actually would like to, I think, tell once again, Aleeya, to all the listeners of IIUM FM as well as the community of IIUM students that inshallah, for the upcoming month, we're going to be organizing an IIUM Mental Health Awareness Month, known as IMAM 2025. So in this particular program itself, the month itself, we have several programs that could really be engaged by students to join and take part in it. And one more thing for you guys out there who wants to know more information regarding IIUM Gombak Peers, and you want to know how are the ways to navigate yourself to us, do check out our social media channels at IIUM Gombak Peers on our Instagram as well as our Facebook and our TikTok as well.
Yeah, so don't forget to follow them and also stay tuned to your upcoming program IMAM. Yeah, okay. So I think that's all from us. And before we end off our side talk today, so let's remember again what is the motto of the IIUM Gombak Peers. So what is it?
Okay, it's actually known as Around You For You. And once again, I'd like to say thank you once again to Aleeya as well as IIUM FM for inviting me, and inshallah we'll meet again soon.
Yeah, inshallah. So thank you again from IIUM Gombak Peers to becoming an our program, and I hope that in the next episodes we can collaborate with you again and also having some insightful with you guys, inshallah. So thank you again, Sister Janani, for being our guest today. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening to PsychTalk, and always remember to tune into PsychTalk every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. only at IIUM FM, your campus radio. So Assalamualaikum and take care and stay tuned to the PsychTalk, inshallah.